Hello and welcome to Hiking and History. Today we are going to be going to a place called Lumb Hole Falls in West Yorkshire. It's one of my favourite walks in England, and we've got a pretty miserable day. It's very cloudy, but we're not going to let that stop us. A wintry day. I've decided to make these videos in December of all things, but we're not going to let that stop us. We're going to be going on this hike through West Yorkshire to Lumb Hole Falls. So come join me. My God. There's bloody cars parked here. Don't know if you can see anything, there's like no light here, but I don't know if you can see me, but we're starting out in, well, I'm in Stoke on Trent at the moment, my hometown. So we're going to be going, I'm just walking to the train station now, and we're going to be going to Manchester, and then swapping over from Manchester Piccadilly to Manchester Victoria Station, just a short walk, and then going on to Hebden Bridge, which is where the actual hike starts. Should be around about 2 hours. So yeah, the idea for this channel essentially is just what it says on the tin. So it's going to be walks, hiking, exploring, then sort of just talking about the history of the places, going through historic places, because everywhere around us there's just so much history that not a lot of people know about, and I'm certainly no expert, but all the information that I'm going to give should hopefully be correct. If it's not correct, you can comment and be angry at me, but that's fine. To my knowledge, everything is correct. Well, I wanted to start it just because recently I've been on like so many more walks and exploring just places in the UK. And there's so many great places just locally, and I just kind of want to shed light on some of them. And I thought it'd be a fun little hobby. I might as well make something whilst, you know, going on these trips. So the videos are primarily going to be UK based, but not all of them. When I do go abroad, I'll take the camera with me and make videos. That is the plan. So lots of UK places, historic places, and just nice hikes. This one is one of my favourites in England for sure. The day probably won't do it justice. It is a cloudy day, but we're still going to have fun. It's still going to be good. And I've had to get up super early, which I'm not good at, because it is December. It is December now, it's December 1st. Because it goes dark at about 4 o'clock, so I don't have much time to actually do this walk. But yeah, let's get going. See you at the train station. Welcome to beautiful Manchester. And look what greets us, a Greggs. Shall we go in? I need a drink. So we've just got a short walk to Victoria Station to go now, and then we'll be on our way to Hebden Bridge. This is Manchester, in morning Manchester. Still pretty busy, but nothing like it is in midday or on the weekend. It's pretty insane. I've never actually seen this part of Manchester so quiet before. They've got the Christmas little market things up yet. I don't know if they're actually going to be open today, but but this bit is usually just rammed. It's kind of weird seeing it. Being able to walk freely, that's a bit weird. Usually it takes ages to get down here. So this is Victoria Station. As you can see, it's still got the old Victorian, I don't know what you call this, but whatever this bit is, that gives all the destinations that it used to go to. Blackpool, Southport, Liverpool, Belgium. Went to Belgium. Okay, I don't know about that. Hull, Newcastle, all of them. But I mean, it's quite big. You can see this huge Victorian frontage. That was constructed in 1909, not the original building. The original building is up here. It's at the very end when it was much smaller building. But it's a combined railway and tram station, so it's got both trains and trams. It's near the medieval quarter, so near the cathedral, near Chetham's library, places like that. And the original building was opened in 1844, so the big bit was built a lot later. As it got busier, it expanded, they had more platforms. But the original building will have been this. Will have been this one here, but it was just one story at the time. They added a second story, but it's this bit that was the original station. Not long after opening, it became one of the busiest stations in Britain, connected everywhere. You know, Manchester to London, Glasgow, Liverpool, Leeds, Sheffield. It was a real hub. I mean, it still is pretty busy, but it's been overtaken by Piccadilly for sure. So here we are inside. We've got a gigantic map. I think this is an old one that was here originally when it was extended anyway. This huge map of everywhere where the trains used to go, and well, most of them still do go. As you can see, it's been renovated. It's very modern and stuff now, but it does have a lot of the old stuff as well. You've got the old ticket offices here. They're really nice. Yeah, this map has these cool murals, and I believe this is a war monument. Yeah, great. So World War One. This one with all the names of the people who gave their lives. Oh yeah, you can see there's a lot of still like old frontages all here still. It's connected to the big modern area. Because in World War II, the whole roof of this was heavily damaged by bombs. Back in the Victorian times, it actually, believe it or not, I'll try to get a picture of it. It had like a system, so like an overhead carrier system it was called, that would carry like parcels, because a lot of like trains with parcels and things came in. So up here, there used to be like a man on a machine that would go around switching parcels from different trains and goods and things like that. And the pictures of it are insane. I can't believe it's like an actual thing. It looks like something out of Bioshock. But the station itself does have a pretty cool history. It has an interesting history. And it was actually built on an old cemetery, and a church used to be here as well. And it was called Walker's Croft, it was called. Big cemetery in the 1800s where loads of cholera victims died and were buried there, so most likely, you know, there's bodies all beneath here. Oh, this is an interesting bit as well. It used to be called Soldier's Gate, and I believe it used to lead to the old fish market, I believe. Yeah, the old fish docks used to be down here, and it's where thousands of soldiers left for France in World War One. Went through this gate. It's all blocked up now, but you can see the memorials here. And also, very sadly, next to Soldier's Gate is a memorial for the people that died in the terrorist attack which didn't happen far from here because the Manchester Arena is connected to the station. It's just up there. So next to the World War I memorial, there is also a memorial to everyone that died there. Also, a lot of people that died in the cholera pandemics in the 1800s here, because they were so poor, they couldn't afford graves, so a lot of Walker's Croft was just mass graves full of poor people. And this led to a rise in body snatching, which was a practice back in Victorian times that was pretty grim, but it's something that happens a lot, not just in Manchester, all over. It was a lucrative business of stealing bodies and selling them to schools and medical institutions and places like that, just to get any money. And they did pay quite well, so there was, before any of this was here, there was body snatchers prowling, stealing bodies, cutting them up, taking them, selling them to schools and medical institutions for experiments and whatnot. But this is that's Victoria Station anyway. I'm going to check out when the next train is to Hebden Bridge. But yes, modern and historic, it's got everything. It's even got cakes. Look at these lovely cakes. Welcome to Hebden Bridge. We are here, finally. This is the little station, little Victorian station, which is really pretty. Well, it would be if it was a nicer day. Trust me, it is pretty. So we're just starting to walk into Hebden Bridge. It's a really nice town. It's definitely worth coming. I want to actually explore it a bit more. I've never fully, gone shopping or anything here. There's loads of independent shops. It's very quaint and cute looking. Very oldie worldy, but it's not actually as old as it looks. The town itself was all built up from the industrial revolution, so it's really 1800s before it became what it is now. We're just going through a park here now. This is really pretty. It's kind of misty, but it looks cool. So yeah, it's not actually as old as it looks. Like, you can see all these buildings, they do look quite old. But the town itself really developed in the 1800s. The original settlement is called Heptonstall, which is essentially up there somewhere. It's on top of this hill. We will be going to it because our hike starts here. We go up the hill through to Heptonstall and then down the valley to eventually come to Lumb Hole Falls. Very quaint waterfall. So about 2 hours from me. This is the Rochdale Canal that we're just going over. And there's a little theatre here, very small little theatre. I imagine it's like amateur performances. That's pretty cool. This whole area before it was habitated, it was just a swampy kind of mess, and that's why no one lived here until the 1800s. This is also a famous building in Hebden Bridge. The Traders Club, it's a big music venue. It's really popular. And we're getting into the town now. Christmas all together. And this is the old bridge. This is the old Packhorse Bridge. It would have been made out of wood back in the 1300s, but obviously it's been, over the centuries, been made in stone and restored. There's lots of ducks here. Hello. Hello, ducks. We are going to be heading over to the bridge. Yeah, there's an random interesting fact about Hebden Bridge. is it is the UK, it is the lesbian capital of the UK. There are more lesbians here per head than anywhere else in the UK. I don't know why, but that is a fact. So if you're a young bachelor, a straight bachelor, you're looking to pull, don't come to Hebden Bridge. You don't want me. Not even the ducks want me. I'll actually start the walk now, or else I will be here till dark. So we're going to head over the bridge and we shall start the hike proper. Oh my god, I've forgotten about this. I have done this walk before. That is where I'm heading, up that giant bloody hill. Even the car says, fuck this. The car can't even get up. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead of it. Look at this bastard of a hill that you have to start off with. To be fair, some older people are getting up there, so I have no excuse. Oh dear. Oh god, it is ridiculous, look at that. Alright, so I can do it. I just keep looking at every woman now and thinking, you're a lesbian, are you a lesbian? She's a lesbian, she must be. She lives in Hebden Bridge, lesbian capital of the world. I will try and post the route I take as well. Try to figure something out how I can get it. Share the hiking route if anyone wants to do it, because it's a great walk. This it's a hard start with this, but it is one of my favourite walks in England, especially if you get a sunny day, especially in summer. It is winter now, but winter can be pretty. See, look at that, that's nice. Hebden Bridge, lovely, check it out. Okay, I am not going to have a heart attack today. Looks very different from the last time I was here. Last time I was here was about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, so it was practically summer still. But I do like the changing seasons. Winter's the worst because you get no light, but it can still be very pretty with all the colours and the leaves and everything all on the floor. I might as well say a bit about the channel, what the plan is. There isn't much of a plan. That's nice. But yeah, there's all sorts of ideas that I want. I know next year I would like, I'll tell you first actually. There's going to be no sort of schedule, like I work full time, so there's not going to be any scheduled videos or anything like that. The videos will just come out when they come out. You know, I could upload, you know, there could be space between uploads, like a few days, weeks, months, whatever, you know. It's just whenever I make a video and post it, that's what happens. Because I know if I set a schedule, I won't end up keeping it. So no, we're not doing a schedule. But subscribe and do all that nonsense if you like, if you want to see more. Because there will be more eventually. I do next year in spring. I am planning to do my first long, like extremely long hike. I'm gonna hike all the way across Hadrian's Wall from, what's the bloody city called? Carlisle, essentially Carlisle to Newcastle, all the way across the UK, well, across the border essentially. And I'll document that every day, and then all sorts of other trips, just all over, anywhere I go, be making videos. So this is the path that essentially leads to Heptonstall, which is, as I've said, the original settlement in this area before Hebden Bridge. Interestingly though, that a battle took place here that not really many people talk about, or it's not well known, in the First English Civil War. I have the date here somewhere. 1643 it was, and Heptonstall was garrisoned by the parliamentarians. Around about 800 men were up there, and the royalists had come down to Hebden Bridge, and they decided they were going to attack the parliamentarians up at the top, which was not a very bright idea really in hindsight, because obviously they had the advantage up there, the height, they had churches that they could see, they had lookouts posted, and this path is essentially where they came up most likely. The royalists came up here, but the parliamentarians knew that they were coming, hence laid traps probably all along these ridges. Big boulders they put up there in wait, line and wait for the royalists to make their attack. So they knew the terrain a lot better than the royalists, and the royalists came up here. They were spotted, the boulders were released, came tumbling down on them, people were knocked off the edges, horses went spooked running, and the parliamentarians fired a volley of muskets, and that was essentially it. It was all over. They were routed, the royalists were routed, went running back down the hill to escape with their lives, some of them. Quite a few were captured. But that's what I mean when I'm talking about history just sort of being everywhere. Like, you can just walk along this path and have no idea what took place here. I'm pretty sure it took place here. I mean, it says that it took place on the hill from Hebden Bridge to Heptonstall, and this is a way up, and I can imagine it taking place around about here. Just imagine all these boulders tumbling down, scare the shit out of you. No, they had no hope, no chance. But Heptonstall, up at the top, is a really pretty village. It's one of the prettiest villages I've been to in England for sure. Check this out. I think this is Heptonstall Quarry here. Let's check it out. I believe it is. And you can actually climb this if you're a climber. I am not. I think this is it. Because when I was last here, there were people that were like setting ropes up and stuff to climb to the top, which is pretty cool. It might be there, it might be a bit further on, but I know there are lots of climbing routes all along here for people. Here we are, Hebden Bridge all down there. Trouser Town as it was known, or the lesbian capital of the UK. Lesbians everywhere down there, all over. No, you can get some great views over here of Hebden Bridge. It would have been all mills and industrial goings on. Canal, as you can see, runs through there. The canal goes back to Manchester. Sounds like someone's chopping down a tree, chopping down some wood. There's another train, and there's a big chimney that survives as well. Must have been a big factory or a big mill back in the day. I do quite like this misty misty morning, it's nice. So that's what I always try to say. As long as it's not pissing down raining, we're going to try and get out and not let the weather stop us. Because if you're in the UK and you're waiting for the weather, you're going to be waiting a long time. So, unfortunately, not a clear day, but we make do. Keep calm, carry on, all that good stuff. And let's carry on. To Lumb Hole Falls we go. Well, to Heptonstall first. That is the next stop. Really nice village. It was a big surprise when I first came here. I didn't expect it to be as pretty as it was. And you'll see why. It's the oldest part around here. It's been around since the Normans invaded it. I think it was like 1087 when people started living at Heptonstall up on the top of this hill. And there's some very interesting things there, as you will see. So let's carry on. We've got an even better view now. A bigger clearing of the valleys down there and stretch over. So this might have been where they'd laid their ambush. The royalists, the parliamentarians walking across here and having a dozen or so boulders toppled over them and then falling, scattering down there. I know some of them drowned as well in the river trying to escape. And it was a victory, obviously a victory for parliamentarians. It's a bloody big rock, isn't it? I don't think that what I pointed out the quarry down there. I'm pretty sure that isn't the quarry where you can climb. It's actually further up here. I'll show it you in a sec when I get to it. You can just imagine, I mean, if you were a soldier and you fell down here, yeah, there's probably not much hope in you surviving that with all your armour on, and you'd get crushed very easily. It's a long drop. Yes, so here it is. Here is the quarry, Heptonstall quarry. So the one I said earlier, that was nonsense. This is the one that people climb up. I remember now, if you come here in summer, there's all manner of daredevils and idiots, people with death wishes, trying to climb this bloody thing. Check that out. I don't know if the camera captures it as well, but it is bloody tall. It is, yeah, no, I wouldn't want to climb that. I don't even know how they do it. There's some sort of holes here. I don't know if they put equipment in there. But if you want to come rock climbing and you know about all that stuff, you can come to here. Look, even someone's done some graffiti up there. How lovely. Alex. Thanks, Alex, for that, for, you know, making this beautiful rock even more pretty, apparently. I'm really glad that you did that. I really don't understand that. Like, why do we need to know that Alex was here? Thanks, Alex. Dangerous sudden drop. Alright, I'll be careful. This climbing spot is also nicknamed Hell Hole. I don't know why. It doesn't seem that hellish. Maybe it's difficult, maybe that's why. But I love this path going up past over the quarry. As walks go, it's not particularly difficult. It's pretty steep from the start, from Hebden Bridge down up to Heptonstall. This is probably the most difficult bit. Well, apart from that, you're kind of going downhill then. But yeah, there's a certain level of fitness required, I guess. Okay, I know what it means about dangerous sudden drop now, because just here is definitely a drop, but you get a great view here of the valley. Again, on a clear day would be lovely, but I do like the mist. The roses are coming. But this is very Wuthering Heights, and I think Emily Bronte was, I don't know if she was inspired specifically by Hebden Bridge, but this whole area of West Yorkshire and Yorkshire itself is where Wuthering Heights is set, as probably most people know. But it's giving off those vibes today. We've got Wuthering Heights vibes. We're going to see Catherine's ghost up here, chilling on a rock. Heathcliff, I'll be, God knows what, he'll knock him one out somewhere. Dirty bugger. There you go, I wasn't lying. Hell Hole Rocks. We're going to be heading into Heptonstall now. It's just through here. Let's check it out. This is a nice place to live, and look, check this out. Little free library. How cool is that? I have seen these before in like country villages. And it just kind of baffles me, being from a city, even a small city like Stoke. Like, you couldn't have this here. You can have that there, that'd be ransacked. But here, in these nice places, they can have a little library. What have they got? Have they got anything I know? I don't know any of this stuff. I wanted something witty to say and I haven't got anything. Here we go, we're into Heptonstall now. It's a lovely church here. This is the second church in the village. This one was built, this one isn't that old, it's 1854. The original church we shall see, that's part of it. It's in ruins essentially. But look at this lovely village, check it out. It's very quaint, all these little streets, a lot of cottages. And yeah, it's been here since 1087 at the least. And as you can see, the ruins are appearing now of the first church, which we can get to. Look at this lovely old post box. And just out of nowhere, there is this ruined church, and this is the first church. So this one was St. Thomas Becket Church, and that one, literally right next to it, is St. Thomas the Apostle. Can't really see because of the trees, but it is there. And it's an odd one because it's strange that they didn't demolish this. Usually if they're going to build a new church, they would demolish the old one, but they've kept it within the same churchyard. Even, as you can see, there's just graves everywhere, all on the floor. St. Thomas Becket, this one. This was 1260 it was founded. 1260. So we're getting on to 800 years ago that this was built. And there's a surprising amount of it still here. I love this place, it's so cool. It's just a shell now, but quite an impressive shell. It's still got all these memorials and graves all over it. Gives you those Dracula vibes, very gothic. But literally right next to it is the new church, which is the church of the village currently. You can go in there, it's an active church. So this church was heavily damaged by a big storm in 1847, and it was just left as a ruin, and they built a new one. But for some reason they didn't decide to get rid of it, which is, I mean, thank God, because this is a very cool place to visit. And there is a few famous people actually buried. We're going to try and find them. Look at that. Right, let's go find these famous graves. Excuse the noise of the work, but there's so many graves here. It's absolutely packed, this graveyard. I'm by the new church now, having a look for the grave of Sylvia Plath. It's either Sylvia Plath or Sylvia Plath, famous author and poet. I'll try and find a grave. It's in here somewhere. This is cool that I've just found. So it's the old pinnacle. And it says here they kept it. This pinnacle was struck down by lightning from the southwest corner of this tower, April 5th, 1875. Bloody hell, that must have been some bolt of lightning. But that's so cool that they saved that. So I have found it. It's not in the main church. There's a separate area with more graves, more modern graves. And there it is. Still flowers on it. Sylvia Plath or Sylvia Plath, I don't know how you pronounce it. And yeah, people scratched the name out of Hughes, like and that must have been a husband's name. I don't know why. Maybe he was a horrible bastard. I have no idea. But yeah, she's just in a pretty normal grave. I mean, I've not. She wrote The Bell Jar, which is a very famous novel that I think is partly autobiographical. But I have heard it's a brilliant book, and it is on my list to read. Even amidst fierce flames, the golden lotus can be planted. Maybe that might be from her one of her poems. I am very naive when it comes to poetry, but a very famous poet. She's American as well, and so she ended up here. I think she married an Englishman, and yeah, she's just ended up in Heptonstall. She certainly wasn't very old, as you can see. She was only in her 30s when she died. But this part of it, this part isn't kept very well, surprisingly. Being that there's, you know, a fairly famous figure in here, you'd think it'd be better kept. Very friendly people in Heptonstall. I've just helped a couple of ladies just over there that were trying to find the grave, and they were looking where I was in the wrong place. And they've just come up from Manchester for the day to look around. But very friendly, very nice people around here. You always find that in the country. There's people actually talk and say hello to you, rather in the city when you feel like you're just in the way. Everyone kind of hates you in the city. But yes, now I am on my way. We're on our way to Lumb Hole Falls, down the valley. We've still got a little bit more of Heptonstall to go through and see. But yes, let's get going. It's got to be one of my favourite little villages, this. It's so pretty. There's apparently a museum as well, but I imagine it might only be a summer kind of thing. Look at this, it's lovely. Local pub there. That's the way we're going to be heading. I'm going to try and check out to see if that museum is open though. We're going to have a look. You see here, this used to be the old grammar school, 1642. And look at these doors are so cool. I wish I had a door like this. I'm trying to do this walk from memory now. I believe it's down. This rings a bell. No, it doesn't. It's somewhere around here, though. I am close. We're going to be. Look at that there for a view. Misty view. This is it. This is the path. We're going down, so we'll wave goodbye to Heptonstall. And we're going to be heading down now. Down into the valley. It is a beautifully misty day. Very Wuthering Heights vibes. And there's Hebden Bridge. This is where we came from. Come all the way up. Now we're going back down again, and we're going to be following this valley. Probably got like a good hour yet still to go before we get to before we get to Lumb Hole Falls. But oh, there's a horse down there. There's not much. We're not really going through any more towns or villages or anything. So it's pretty much straight countryside from here. So not so much history, but lots of hiking. Hiking and history, you get it? I might end up changing that title, we'll see. But brilliant views. Hello, Mr. Horse. The moss is really thick today. Like, the green is insane on it. Looks like you've taken a picture and like turned the saturation way up, which I haven't, I promise. One thing as well that I will say about this walk, this hike, is that it's extremely quiet. You don't see many people on this route. This is the second time I've done it. And yes, it is winter, it is December now, so you're not going to see as many people out and about. But even when I was here 3 or 4 months ago, there weren't many people around. I barely saw anyone even on this route, like, at all. So it's not a busy one, which is good. I like it when it's not busy. I think most hikers probably do as well. So it's a good one if you want just peace and quiet on your own. This route is great. It's great for that. Lumb Hole Falls. There might be some people at Lumb Hole Falls. Last time I was there, there was one family that were there. But today, I've got a feeling we might have it all to ourselves. If I can get down this leaf-stricken, slippery mess of a path now without killing myself, then we shall get there. As you can probably hear, we have descended now basically to the bottom of the valley, and we've reached the stream. If you follow the stream, which we're going to be doing, it will get you to Lumb Hole Falls. So here it is. Check it out, gorgeous. It's actually not even that cold today. I got really wrapped up, and I'm kind of sweating. Ooh, I think that might have been a heron. Huh? I know nothing about birds, but I think it was a heron. But beautiful valley, beautiful stream. It probably has a name that I have not researched and I do not know. Check out this lovely little bridge. Don't know what it is about bridges. I like a good bridge. That may sound a bit sad, but I love a good bridge, an old bridge. In England and the UK, we have some of the best ones. These old stone bridges that have been around for God knows how many hundreds of years. Now I am trying to remember which way to go. It is up here. I didn't even realise it. But we've actually made our way to Hardcastle Crags, which is... It is quite a famous sort of woodland area. But we're not going that way. But one day I will probably be back here to make a video about Hardcastle Crags. Because I've never been before. And I would definitely like to. But we're going this way, up here. Oh, there's even some toilets here. How handy is that? I don't need to go, but very handy. This is what you need to look for. Calderdale Way. That is the way we're going. And this must be the Calderdale Valley, I imagine. So this is a confusing bit of the walk right here. I remember I got lost here last time. It looks like that is inaccessible. That looks like private land. And it looks like that is the path. That is not the path. That goes somewhere else. This that does look like private land, it's not. You can just go through this. It's fine. So if you do come on this walk, don't be put off by this gate. Just make sure you close it. Be kind, be polite. But this is a public pathway. Walking through these fields always makes me wonder about these old walls and when they were built, who they belonged to, which farms did they divide up, and you see them everywhere, all over the UK. We are very lucky to have a country as old as it is, because there's so much rich history just all around you, literally everywhere you go. You don't really even have to look for it, it's just there. So this is the route, obviously, that I'm going to Lumb Hole Falls, which I'll try and post the entire route where I've been. But it's not the way I'm going back, where I go back to Hebden Bridge. We're going to go back a quicker way along the roads, because if you really want to, you can get to Lumb Hole Falls from Hebden Bridge in about an hour. If you're walking the fastest way, about an hour. This is a more scenic route, you know, this is about a 2-hour walk, but it takes you, you know, through everything we've been through, Heptonstall and down this valley, where the quick route is just along kind of main roads. It's still pretty, but it's not as interesting as this. But we will go back. I've gone the wrong way. I need to be up there. I'll be going back the roadway, and that's what I would recommend. I'd recommend coming this way and then walking back the quicker way, about an hour back, so you don't have to go back the same way you've come, which I don't really like doing that on hikes. I don't hate, but hate's a strong word, but I would rather go back a different way, just to keep things interesting rather than going back the exact way you came. It can get a bit boring, so that is the plan. If you are going the route on the road, I recommend taking a high-vis jacket with you. I've got one in my bag, just because it's perfectly legal to walk on country roads in the UK, but it's always best just to have one, because especially in winter now, because I should be back before it really gets dark, but just in case, I've got one. So that is a tip. If you're walking on country roads, especially if it's winter time, take a high-vis jacket with you. Keep yourself safe. Yes, this is the path, believe it or not. It's not very obvious, but this is the path. And this is cool. I have no idea what this is. Bloody hell, it's muddy here. It's like a bog. Okie doke. We're gonna get tricky today. Whoop. But yeah, I don't know what all this is. If anyone does know, you know, message in the comments and whatnot. Because there's quite big structures here. I don't know what it used to be. I like it. This is what I love this waterfall. It's full of stuff, including a swampy bog. But no, all this, and I don't know what half of it is, but it's part of the fun of it, really. You know, you're walking through things, you know, from the past that you got no clue what they really were, and it's, you know, it brings out that sort of magic element of history where it feels otherworldly. Well, this valley is beautiful. It was gorgeous in summer as well, but you know, you've still got the autumn colours clinging on. Watch out for that. And as I said before, completely empty. No one is around. No one is around here at all. I don't know why people don't come on this walk, because it's fantastic. Even in summer this was empty. I didn't see a soul around here. You have to be careful around here though, because like, you've got to stay on this path, because down on either side, this side especially, it's like a swamp essentially. It's just a bog. But yeah, we're sort of walking along like just a big stone wall, and it's almost like it was dammed, you know, it was damming in all this water. It's a little bit overgrown here, but that's fine, it's not too bad. There you go. I mean, you'd be a brave soul to go across there. I'm not doing that. Oh, there's a little bridge. Oh, cute. But again, look at this. There was definitely something here. I don't know, some waterworks or a mill of some kind. Following the stream. It's quite powerful today by the sounds of it. So Lumb Hole Falls might be actually running quite high. When I came last in summer, it was, I mean, it was going, but it wasn't. We might have a bigger stream today of it. Look at this. Wonderful valley that seemingly no one gives a shit about because no one's here. It baffles me. Look at that. This is, oh actually, I have just seen two people. There are two people here, I've just seen, and some more ducks. And this is another bit that I kind of got lost on the first time around. I thought you had to go this way. You don't, you cross over and go this way. Look at this though, check this out. A bloody tunnel. Again, I don't know what this is because it doesn't look like a canal, but clearly something. Unless it was just built just to, you know, just to sort of power the water, bring the water down to the mills possibly. But it almost looks like a canal. Well, it certainly isn't, and I can't imagine boats going along here because it's so, well, it's so full of rocks and stuff. You couldn't sail down here or anything. But very cool. This is the way to go though, around here. This is another part which it might be confusing because it looks like you should go down this way, but I'm pretty sure where that wall is broken is the way we're actually headed. If not, I will update you and say I am wrong, but there is a little path up here and I'm pretty sure this is the actual way. So if you come and see this farm area here, you know you've gone the right way. This is the way. And you've got to keep to the path because it is private land, apart from the path. Check that out for a view. That is bloody beautiful, that. Like an old farm just there, all abandoned. It's just a ruin now. And on a clear day, I mean, you can really see for a long, long way over there, but you can just see the hills peeking through the mist there. And there's all farms on top of here, a farm here with someone in, chimneys smoking. And this is the path, goes right past them. Let's get going. This bit's actually probably the worst bit of the path, of the whole hike. From what I remember anyway. It might not be as bad now, it being winter, but the next bit, we're quite close to Lumb Hole Falls, but the last bit was really overgrown when I came here in summertime. It was a little bit of a pain to get through. It was like, it's no trouble, but it's the most inconvenient part of the hike. And we'll see if it still is that way. I imagine it probably is, but we'll see. Beautiful. Apart from the scaffolding, get rid of the scaffolding. Beautiful. I think this was the bit that was all overgrown. I could be wrong, maybe it's a little bit further up, but I'm pretty sure it was here. So if it is, it's not any overgrown anymore. Maybe just in summer, maybe it clears out or someone's cleared a bit of it up. I don't know, but it's actually very easy to walk through here. But I'm pretty sure last time I was here, yeah, this path was like, you know, I was covered in weeds and bugs and stuff. They were everywhere. We are practically here now. You can see the start of the falls just in the distance here. There we are. We made it to Lumb Hole Falls. Very picturesque, beautiful little area. And you can see there's some people. I've not got it to myself, not yet. But we're gonna get down here and we'll get a better view of it. So here we are. We made it. I have no idea if you can actually hear me. Hopefully you can. It's pretty loud. And it's definitely running. I don't know what you'd say. The stream is bigger than it was when I came here. You could walk across these when I was here. It wasn't so heavy. But that's great. I like that it's heavy. I can't see. There is a little bridge just down there. And I'm seeing if I can get down so we can actually have a view of it. But it's such a quaint, beautiful little waterfall. One of my favourites in the UK. I mean, I've probably not seen that many waterfalls in the UK, but it's not like the most magnificent, biggest or anything, but I think it's got a certain vibe, it's got a certain atmosphere. It's very much like it's come straight out of the Shire. I'm going to see if I can get somewhere there, and hopefully we'll be able to see the bridge. We might just be able to see the bridge. Lumb Hole Falls. One of the least visited places that should be visited, very underrated. Just look at it, it's gorgeous. So I'm just at the top of Lumb Hole Falls now. There's the bridge that I wanted to see from down there, but I couldn't get over there. Last time I came you could walk across the stones because it wasn't so heavy. Hopefully you can still hear me as well, but I am just gonna have a chocolate biscuit. Is there a better place to have a chocolate biscuit than this? Look at it. Gorgeous. So apparently you can actually jump into this from there. And it is safe. I definitely wouldn't like to do it on a day like today. But I do want to come back one day in summer, proper summer, because even when I came last time it wasn't blistering hot. And I'd like to do that. I'd like to jump it, because apparently people do. There are videos of people doing it, so I think I would swim into the pool first just to check that the depth is okay. But people do it. So that was Lumb Hole Falls anyway. I thought it would be, well, you would think it would be the end of the video, but I'm actually going to check out some ruins that I've seen along the way that are not far from here. So a little bit of bonus content, as they say in the YouTube land. They're up here somewhere. Some old ruins. Don't know what they are, but we've got time. I've got plenty of time before it goes dark still. Bloody midges everywhere. That yeah, we'll go check them out. Bye bye to Lumb Hole Falls, and let's see if we can find some of these ruins, see what's going on. There was a bigger hill than I thought. But look, here they are. There's some here. And then there's some up there as well. It's quite a big house, like old farmhouses possibly. Signs all over them saying keep out. Which always happens in the UK. You've got a lovely old ruined building and some pleb decides to stick that on it just to ruin it. Keep out. No, I won't. I'll have a look. Thank you very much. It's not exactly dangerous, is it here? This is when an axe murderer comes out of that fucking hole and has me. That looks cool up there though. I'm going to keep saying it. It's Wuthering Heights. But I wonder what this was. An old farm, I imagine. Keep out. They don't want us going in. I'm breaking the law right now, but let's have a look. And I've got evidence that I am breaking the law. Silly thing to do, isn't it? Wow, look at this. Who did this belong to, I wonder? Ooh. Cool, very cool. Still got the old wooden beams. No, it's just nothing, just a shell of what it once was. I imagine it must have been a farm. There's quite a few dotted around. Quite a few ruins as well. We'll go up to that one too. Let's go check that one out. Here we are, we got to the top. Look at this place, it's bloody big. Bloody huge. Ruined again with all the signs. Thank you, Mr. Pleb, whoever did that. Bloody hell, look at that. Still like an old set of drawers and things. It looks like a fireplace actually, doesn't it? Probably was a fireplace, but there's something there. Look like drawers. Still, they got some of the old steps there. Wow. Another fireplace. The doors are very small, but I know people used to be shorter back in the day, so maybe this could be really old, this building. Oh, there's old barbed wire here. Okay, so I should be careful actually. Imagine that's maybe where they kept animals, possibly. There's a proper bog here. Probably won't be able to see inside because the GoPro doesn't do very well in low light, but there you go. That's pretty cool. For how big it was, like it was clearly quite a big farm, probably pretty wealthy. And now it's just gone. It's been vandalised by the man telling you to keep out for no reason at all. There's nothing in there. Really misty today. It's fantastic weather though. Fantastic bad weather. Bad weather in the best possible sense. Atmospheric. And there's the old little one. Could have been part of the same estate, I guess. And Lumb Hole Falls is right down in there. But let's get back anyway. We need to be getting back to Hebden Bridge. We're basically going to be going along the roads where those cars are sort of going. We're going to be going that way. So I'll head down that way. Just back at the falls now. Just going to cross the bridge. Because the way I'm going back is not the way I came, it's up this way. But yeah, the opposite way is the way that we go to get out and get on the main road. You could cheat and come this way and not do the hike at all. I don't know how parking is though. I don't think there's really many places to park. There is a bench. There's an old scabby bench if you want to sit on that. There's a big fallen tree. That's pretty awesome. Bloody hell, look at that. It's like King Kong ripped it up. And this is the path that goes to the main road. Oh, so we're on the other side of the valley now. You can see where maybe you can make them out. It's still quite misty just where the ruins are on that side there. So you have to come quite a long way. So this is where the main road starts, that, as you can see, that leads straight to Hebden Bridge. So you just follow this road on the way back. That's what I'm doing. There is even buses that come up here. If you really don't want to do the walking, you could get a bus up here, and it'll take you around about 20 minutes probably to walk to the falls from here. I think that you can just see a church just in the coming out of the mist there. I think that might be Heptonstall. So we were all the way over there, I believe, and we've come through this valley all the way down there. It's a lovely, like, atmospheric weather today. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a good walk. But that was Lumb Hole Falls. That was my walk to Lumb Hole Falls anyway, the route I take. And I'm going to end the video here. I need to put my high vis on soon, even though it's not particularly dark. Well, it's not dark, but oh, here's a bus. So buses do come up here. But yeah, I'm going to put the high vis on anyway because I'm walking on these roads. And I'll end the video here, and I don't know when the next one is going to be or what it's going to be, but like and subscribe and all those YouTube shenanigans if you like, to keep updated for whenever the next video comes out. Could be days away, weeks, months, I don't know yet. Whenever I decide to make another one, don't know where it'll be, but along these lines, hiking somewhere or visiting some new place, we shall see. But I'll end the video now, and well, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.